Now, the Johannesburg MMC for Public Safety, Dr. Mgcini Chwaku, has confirmed that the killers of Warwick Stock, better known as DJ Warras, have been spotted on CCTV footage. Now, Warras was shot in the Johannesburg CBD outside a suspected hijacked building yesterday. And according to police, he was ambushed by 3 suspects who opened fire on him after he parked his vehicle. The suspects fled the scene on foot. MMC Chwaku says that the investigating unit is tracing the killers of Warras, and joined now by SABC News senior reporter Griselda Lewis, who is here to give us an update. But Griselda, you were on the scene shortly after it happened. And, you know, speaking to MMC Chwaku this morning, it seems as though there are firm leads, at least as far as the CCTV footage is concerned.
Sakina, and in fact, that's what we reported about on arrival at the scene yesterday, was that that particular area is completely surrounded by CCTV cameras. Remember, there was an extensive operation to install CCTV cameras in the Johannesburg CBD to precisely deal with the issue of crime. So it's by no surprise that's the first area that the police were going to look into. And indeed, they did indicate that they are looking for a number of suspects, one believed to have dreadlocks and short. We are expecting possibly some identikits to be released. We're not quite sure of that at this stage.
MMC Chwaku did say that.
That's right. I did make a call to police this morning, and they did indicate they'll be in conversation with the investigating officer. And if they do have those details, I mean, the faster you put those images out, perhaps there is someone who will be able to point police in the right direction.
And the family, you spoke yesterday to DJ Warras' sister, Nicole, and, you know, obviously a very somber moment for them, having to keep it together. And I must say, it was really, really moving when you saw the pathology van taking the remains away and the family having to clean up, you know, the blood stains on the pavement there. But what are they saying at the moment, Chris?
Well, Sakina, if we could ask our team to please bring up the latest statement from the family. In fact, just a few moments before we went to air, the family releasing this latest statement indicating that it's with heartbreak and deep sorrow, you know, an overwhelming shock that, of course, they were announcing the untimely passing of DJ Warras. The family speaks about what an incredible human being he is, how he leaves behind 3 young children, his mother and his siblings, who are completely devastated at this time over what has taken place. They're also asking for privacy during this time. They indicate that they've not appointed a spokesperson. They're not in a position to appoint a spokesperson. So the family is just asking to be kept in their thoughts and prayers at this stage. They've also, you know, welcomed the outpouring of love and support. I mean, since news broke of DJ Warras' gunning down in the Johannesburg CBD, you know, there was so much outpouring of love. And also, Sakina, it highlights once again the big question that needs to be asked is, with the building, and MMC Chwaku was quite correct. We reported about this yesterday, that DJ Warras was indeed, you know, called in to assist with that hijacked building. There are a number of individuals, I understand, who are not paying rental in that building. The owner wants to reclaim the building. So DJ Warras was brought in for those particular purposes. And I understand from some of our very close sources, this included some security measures that he was going to install, including biometrics. So if you don't pay your rent, we can lock you out, right? We have a consistent issue relating to hijacked buildings in the Johannesburg CBD, very well documented. So there's a huge belief at this stage that this indeed was a hit relating to, it's a huge business, Sakina. I understand that the so-called kingpins who run these operations could easily charge about 3,500 to give you a place to stay, which is not yours, and instead of paying rent, indeed, and then you just pay the money over to them, which completely doesn't make sense. Why not just pay the rent? So that is the consistent issue that they're dealing with in the Johannesburg CBD, and you could feel a sense of fear. It was very difficult to speak to anyone who was in that area yesterday, because a fear of they might possibly be attacked for saying anything about a huge issue in the Johannesburg CBD. Why is it so difficult to reclaim these hijacked buildings? They're huge syndicates, we understand, that are operating, or, you know, it's a huge business. relating to hijacked buildings in the Johannesburg CBD. So that latest statement released by the family at this stage, what we do know is that police are following possible leads relating to the suspects in this particular matter. And we'll wait to see if those identikits will be released by police in the next couple of hours.
Griselda, Dr. Chwaku also speaks about DJ Warras being there alone, which was a bit unusual because generally when he would go to that building, he would have a trusted confidant, a person with him who was always by his side, who was not there yesterday. Were you able to pick up anything more on that side of the story?
Look, Sakina, from what we know is that, and also listening to what Dr. Chwaku spoke about yesterday, he had mentioned that DJ Warras was in the company of the owner of that block of flats. So I don't know if that's changed at the moment. We're still waiting for a whole lot more information. Of course, police are not going to disclose too much. Because it could put that next person at risk as well. So we'll wait to hear what the latest is from police pertaining to that. But from my close sources, I understand that he had come from downstairs. There had been, and I saw Dr. Chwaku had also mentioned it today, relating to the I beg your pardon, the biometrics to ensure that the building is reclaimed. That was part of the process. And when he had gone downstairs, he had gone towards the corner of the street. And that's, I think, where the first shots had rung out. And he ran towards the entrance of the building once again. But unfortunately, he did not make it. That's the sense that we're getting at the moment. Of course, investigations are still continuing, Sakina. And we'll wait to hear from police what the latest is. But I think what would be a step in the right direction, given the CCTV that they've managed to, or are managing to go through, is to release those identikits. And we've seen in previous instances, once those identikits are released, even general members of the public are able to say, hey, I know this person, and it makes the work of police much more effective.
So there's quite a bit to still uncover. Of course, the person who usually was with Warras, who wasn't there, obviously the authorities would like to have a word with him. And then there's also those against whom protection orders were taken out. And, no doubt the authorities would want to have a word with them as well. But as you say, the police, and you are here, Griselda, so I'm going to leave it to you to maybe follow up on that, just to find out how far they are and whether those identikits being released is something that is imminent.
Yeah, I think, Sakina, as well, just before you let me go, there's also the funeral service taking place today of Witness D. I saw you mention that in your bulletins as well. That's expected to take place at 2 o'clock today. Remember, in that particular case, and I guess the bigger question that will be asked about this is relating to private security, because that conversation was also had relating to Witness D, was also shot and killed in front of his family. What is happening within that sector at the moment? Is there, a plot to take out individuals who are probably assisting, whether it comes to illegal mining, whether it comes to hijacked buildings? So I'm not trying to link the two instances, but a deeper conversation, I think, needs to be had about private security and what is currently happening within that sector at the moment, where they seem to be coming under attack. So that funeral service is taking place at 2 o'clock. Last we heard from police relating to their investigations is that there were persons of interest that were taken in for questioning. But what I do understand is that they were subsequently released, and police at this particular stage are still also looking through CCTV cameras, which I had also seen around that particular area, in trying to piece together the puzzle of how Witness D was also killed.
You have a lot of work cut out for you today, Griselda, and of course, as you say, the two incidents may not necessarily be directly linked, but in terms of the broader overall aspects, one can, of course, see how these may be similar issues. And that, of course, is SABC senior reporter Griselda Lewis speaking to us here about the latest developments around the DJ Warras killing.